Well, it is Monday morning for us, but if you are listening to us or seeing us, it is Thursday. So we not only do we have one guest or two guests, we have three guests this morning. So first, I'm going to start with Tom, and he runs Apex. So Tom, what is your business? I know I've heard about you. Chad talks a lot about you, but what do you do? What does your business entail?
So primarily we're an air duct cleaning business and a chimney service business. So we specialize in air duct cleaning for residential, commercial, industrial. We also do chimney repairs and inspections, and we do dry event cleanings for like multiple family condo and townhouse communities. We
And
work
where are
with a
you
lot of property
located?
management. We're located in central New Jersey. We cover the entire state.
Okay. And that's actually not too far where I'm from. I'm from central New York, so not too far, same side of the country. And we also have Sherwood and Bobby. I know Sherwood's already been on here, so he's a pro by now. So what does Angels Chimney do? I know we've had you on before, but how does it differ from Tom's business?
So Angels Chimney, we basically handle everywhere from Montauk to Manhattan, all of Long Island. We do chimney cleaning service. We do fireplace repair. We install new chimneys. We reface fireplaces. We also have a masonry industry as well. Basically trying to take over New York.
So this week we were talking about how to go from an owner in your business, a technician, to an owner. So I know Chad likes to talk about that a lot, how he was working in his business, but now he's working on it. So, what do you think is important to go from a technician to, being an owner, being held accountable as an owner in your business? So I guess I'm posing that question to all three of you.
I'll be happy to start. So the biggest challenge for me was giving up my security blanket. That being my truck. I was in the field for 25 years, and I had a company that was 2 or 3 trucks at the same time, at one time. And it was extremely comfortable for me to rely on me and go out and perform the work, be self-managed only for myself, responsible for myself. And it was just simple. I knew I could pay my bills because it was in my hands. So it was extremely difficult to get the concept of maturing into a multiple truck company without the safety of my own doings. So I had to learn a whole other set of skills.
When did you do that, Tom? How long have you been off the road?
Now I've been off the road for 5 years. I did it in 2015. Basically had to reinvent myself. I was in the appliance repair business, and things were really turning downward in that industry. My son came home from the Navy. He said, "Dad, I want to work for the business." I said, "Son, I really don't have a business." So I had to really reinvent myself, and started working with him, and another guy came in from the Army, and we started building a dry event cleaning business, and it grew in 5 years, and they grew alongside me. So it was really kind of cool, because as I was sharpening my business entrepreneurial skills, you know how I said that, entrepreneur? I just kind of mumbled out of that. but I was able to do it together. So I was teaching them the skill set of being a tradesman and a technician, but at the same time, I was gravitating away from that and learning how to be a businessman. Completely different set of skills.
So do you think that added value, like from going from a technician to an owner? I can imagine that's very scary, because it's, your business is your baby, and then just to kind of like leave it, but not really leave it, but put that trust in other people's hands would be scary.
Yeah. So here it is. It's able to bring out the vision that you have in your head for your business. So it's like an artist. They could see what they're going to create before they create it. So for me, I was able to visualize what I wanted in my company. And I was able to go obtain those skills in different places in order to make that happen. And I just had confidence that I could teach these guys this skill set, and then I could go ahead and multiply that. So I was able to go ahead with Chad's help to develop this recipe for each individual. So I had my standard operating procedures ironed out like a soup recipe, and I was able to multiply it. And that was my first step towards success, was just having those simple ingredients put on paper.
Well, I think with both companies here, both these companies, and you mentioned me, and I wasn't trying to make this podcast about this, but I'm going to bring it up for the fact that you both started working on your business. That's why you ended up hiring me. But you guys are already, both companies were great companies when you met me. It's that in yourself all of a sudden working on the company. So like when I met Bobby, I mean, Bobby was in, well, both of you guys were in a roundtable group that I did last year, you know, at the Chimney Expo. And Tom was a reach out. Bobby, I went up to the bar. Bobby was at the bar. And I walked up to Bobby at the bar, slapped him on the back and started talking to him. And here's Bobby the whole time, talking to probably Sherwood or another, talking to me like this the whole time, right? And I'm like, and so finally I got him off the phone, and I'm like, dude, just, you know, call me and let's just try to get it. Let's do it. Deal with, you know, get your business going. Like I can help you out. And I honestly thought I'd never see Bobby again until the next year. And I ended up calling you, right?
I think I called you. I think I called you.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then it was like, you got to meet my partner. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Up there, I swore. But oh God, I got to meet this guy I haven't met, you know, and it ended up being Sherwood. And we all hit it off. I mean, all of us hit it off personally, really good. But then we just started working on the business, all aspects. So, I mean, take this over to Ageless. So, I mean, you guys, when you guys got me, were growing, right? I mean, just like
so our transition probably happened. It's crazy to say, but I guess when Trump got into office, the economy took off. So about 3 years ago, me and Sherwood were both selling. We're both salesmen, educators, running our own trucks. We may have had one other truck, and we were a great, I guess you could say we were a great company. We were getting so many people calling, asking for service, we couldn't keep up. So we really decided to start hiring. Hiring and letting go of the reins is the hardest part.
The hardest part was letting the reins go, to trusting other people to do the work that you know you can do 100% right and keep the integrity of your business. Letting other people into that world and trusting them is a hard transition. I
mean, let's face it, we deal with fireplaces. We deal with stuff that can annihilate a $500,000 home in an hour, in a half hour, 10 minutes.
Here's the biggest question I think everyone wants to know who hasn't made this transition yet. When you first did it, how much money did it cost you?
I think it really cost us anything.
Tom?
What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean? How much money?
Well, I mean, because right now, like you've all said this.
You're talking about
you're giving up your baby. You're giving your truck up, right? You're the one who knows you're going to do it right.
Okay.
So you have a little quality control thing, but I'm not talking about quality control now. I'm talking about, I think most entrepreneurs who are reaching, it's usually around the $1 million mark, that they really are growing, and they need to take a hold of their business and stop being that technician and be that business owner. And I really think the biggest hang up they have, because in their minds, like, I'm going to lose money. I'm not going to make the money. These people that I hire aren't going to make, I'm going to start losing money until I get it to a certain point. So the question is did you really ever really lose any money when you stepped out?
No, I never did. Actually, I earned money almost right away. And again, it was all about just having the confidence in yourself to build that repetitive business. In other words, do the same thing over and over again, and you multiply it. And those simple you get a technician, you get able to train them, get them on the road, put more trucks on the road. You'll get a smaller piece of every other truck, but the equation's there. You'll make more money. And that's how you grow your business as an entrepreneur.
Make more money and freeing up your time.
That's right.
For us to do other things, the scripting, the other essential thing, tasks that you generally wouldn't even think about doing because we're on the truck. We're worrying about the material, the things that a laborer should be doing. That's basically what we were doing on that truck.
Sharon, that's a great point.
People don't realize all the little systems that you start working on actually start creating more customer acquisition organically. And I don't even know how to explain it. I really don't. Because when you start, all of a sudden you step out, you have, let's say you're one of the 2 trucks. Let's say you're a 2-truck company. Now you end up sitting in your office and you end up creating all your little systems, your scripting, all the stuff we work on. But you also start creating more customers and things you start doing. And all of a sudden, I've seen it a million times where you go from a 2-truck to 4 trucks in 1 year. Easy. Because you're creating, customer opportunities that you didn't have that opportunity to do before.
Yeah, I think being able to answer my phone more, not being on the truck, not being on a roof, not being inside of a basement, being able to answer that every phone call that comes my way and give that phone call the time that it's devoted to has also increased. A lot of the, contractors when you answer the phone, they want to talk to you now, didn't have that time when we're on top of a roof or I'm in front of a customer giving an estimate. Now we got all the time. I got all the time to answer any questions anybody ever has.
I'll give you an example of this week alone, what we did. So we do dry event cleaning, and dry event cleaning is the least profitable service that we offer in our business. So we went ahead and we added interior cleaning of the dryer. So now what I did was I bought 8, again, but Chad had said, I'm sitting at my desk. How could I increase revenues? Well, simple thing. I bought 12 dryers on, Facebook marketplace for like $500. And I have training sessions with guys taking the dryers apart and cleaning out the interior. We charge extra for that service. Well, we went one step further now. We taught our technicians how to repair the dryer. There's so many times in the house that they say, my dryer's making noise. Can you fix it? And it's only a small box of parts that they need in their truck. So now I'm doing dry event cleanings, interior cleanings, and I'm doing dryer repairs in the state of New Jersey.
Getting back
Think
to
about
your
the revenues.
Hey, I hired you as a business coach for Masters. Did you teach them that? I hope you're teaching them that, Tom.
Listen,
Better teach my guys that.
It's you know what? It's now the most profitable. And not only is it the most profitable, it is, listen, it has the most room for potential growth within my company. And guess what? It's easy because we have trucks everywhere. We can do the whole state. We're there anyway. So these are little things like you said, working on your business, it opens up your creative thought. So, if you have that entrepreneur spirit and you want to be a business owner, you got to jump in with 2 feet. You can't just put your toe in the water. You've got to work on your business.
I got a great segue to this, Tom, for you guys to take over this question. A lot of people listening, we're starting to get a little traction on our podcast now, are these guys that are 1 or 2 truck operations. Their mindset is completely on, I don't want to hire people. I just want to stay small. And the problem with that is, and that's fine. But the problem is, and I forgive the term, people out there, you're building a crappy business. Because if you get hurt, like happened to me, I mean, I lost my appendix, not to go the whole story, but I lost everything and had to file bankruptcy. And I built my business back to what it is now. I was the business.
You really handicap yourself when you rely on yourself to do everything. Not having that backup guy, the backup truck, the people, it holds you back. It definitely holds you back.
You don't have to build a business, with 29 trucks like I have. Just build a business that doesn't have to rely on you. I'm not saying retire. I'm saying get your business built to where, let's just make it easy. You want to go on a vacation, it'll keep running, right? I mean, make it that simple. Make that transition to where you can leave for a week and not be bothered. And then you build it from there, because you're going to find, and you three will definitely nod your head on this, that when you get to that point, all of a sudden you become a monster, don't you? It's like, I'm working on my business, you know, and I'm going to grow it, you know, and you may stop at 3 or 4 trucks, but now you have a flowing business that's working for you, that one of 4 or 5 things or 3 things can happen in your future. You can pass it on to a kid, you can retire and sell it, you know, or you can maintain it into whatever, and be like me, where I'm not selling master services, but I don't work there. I mean, I could literally hold master services until I die, and all I do is talk to them for 5 minutes a day. And I probably don't even have to do that. So would you guys not agree, if we're talking to someone who's on the fence of how to do their business, that we all say, jump, get into being an owner of your business and stop being the technician? No matter how small you are.
It's a completely different mind frame.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit, even when you're fully committed, it takes time to commit. You know, when we first started the transition, it was still us creeping back into the truck, you know, every minute we can. You know, I still wanted to get back into it and get on the roof and get my hands dirty, you know. Now I come home, I don't even have to change. It's a fucking beautiful thing.
Oh, if I could have recorded those calls back then too.
Oh, yeah. I never thought it would be a day I could come home and not, you know, not be black and not be filthy, you know. Feels great. Feels great to be able to do that. And, you know, we've been in business 15 years, so it is nice to say, hey, you know what, I can go to my kids, you know, recital and not have to worry about, you know, going to the next appointment, you know, and things like that. Feels great. Feels good.
It really bugged me when, you know, we used to go away and on vacation and knowing that the phone's ringing and I'm not there to answer it. You know, when you own a job, it's so unfulfilling, because you know, you get to work, then you have to work, you don't want to leave the work. So the summers are all about grinding it out, and that constant grind, and it takes away from the family, because you get home, you're stressed, you got to do paperwork, and, you know, there's so much fulfillment when you get an operation that you're running, and you can run it anywhere from any place. And, you know, it opens up so much growth for yourself personally, and your family does benefit from it, because you're just in a different place.
It's amazing how many hats you actually do wear when you are that two-truck operation, doing everything, chasing your money, collecting the money, counting your calls, making sure your labor is working. Oh, my God. I don't ever want to go back to that.
No.
Never.
Well,
Never.
Honestly, it's easier to run, isn't it?
It's definitely easier, but different headaches. You know, now we worry about employees, you know, but
but it is easier from a mindset of you. Let's face it like this. So I've had a few pains in my business over the last 20 years, that when I hit the lowest of lows, I mean, we're talking about, I got sued once for an employee overtime deal, which took me probably to the lowest I've ever been. I had my entire sales team once starting their own business on me and working around me and my appointments at the time. I fired every one of them and came out of retirement to work 3 guys' jobs. I've had my wife, which I don't talk about much. We had a baby die, and that was tough. And when that happened, I had my number 1 sales guy stealing from me, and I found out about all these pain things. So all this stuff happens, and we're all going to be dealing with, you know, life as we live it, right? What I learned from those points is that when I buckled down and worked on the business, my business doubled. All 3 of those instances, when I made a huge dramatic change and got fully focused, laser point focused on correcting those issues, it ended up snowballing into more things. And the business went from, let's just say, of a rating of a 5 to a 9.5 at that time, you know. And it really does affect you, especially, you know, when you have, if anybody's out there having a hard time right now, it's something, you know, if you went through COVID and it almost killed your business and stuff like that, what have you done since then? If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably working on your business. Pat yourself in the back. You've made it through the COVID crisis. We all four of us, Sophia wasn't here yet. What did we do back in April and May? We stopped the one-on-one trainings, remember? And we went to group calls and we all community together to help each other emotionally get through COVID, right?
Mhm.
And so, but we worked on our business, but then we also, when we got done with that, we all started working on the business. And as it slowly crept back where we all could work again, what did you two do? Both you businesses crushed it. I mean, you guys came out of COVID and went out of lockdown. I mean, you guys, Aegis weren't really ever locked down. Tom was. Tom shut his business down. But let's just say as you guys work through it and we get to June and everybody was kind of reopening, and then July, both of you guys, since you worked on your business, you guys stayed with me as we concentrated on a lot of stuff, and it just completely have, both of you, would you not agree, all three of you? You have a completely different business than you had a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Just more organized,
Right.
much more organized. It was nice. We actually had that COVID break. We only really shut down for like 2 weeks when it kind of got slow. But during those 2 weeks, we worked on the business, got iPads going, mobile printers, put in systems, switched to a new app.
Yeah, we definitely took it to the next level with that downtime.
And yeah, we came out of it.
Which is always scary to spend money when you're not making it, but
Yeah, and what the economy was. Right.
the sad part is when you're making it, you don't have the time to spend the money.
Yeah. Well, what you do once you commit to being an owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
yes. Absolutely.
that's all you people out there that are trying to make this transition. I mean, really, it's going to be the best thing you ever did. I mean, when you get to now kind of hover over your business and pinpoint problems, fix problems, it's so much better than being in the business trying to look around at all the problems as you're out doing stuff. You can't. It's impossible. I mean, you know, and then that's where you open yourself up to. I mean, we all have employee issues. Come on. You know, but when you're in the business, you don't see half the employees of what they're doing to you, whether they're good or bad, you know, and they're going to run over you, and you're going to, when you can now hover, and I don't mean micromanage, I'm just saying hover down and see the whole business as it's working, you get to work on those areas you need to be working on that you can make your business grow. You get to, you know, laser pinpoint, this is wrong, we're going to fix it. And so let me ask you guys now, and it is a little bit of a question from the coaching standpoint of what in the last, and I'll start with Sherwood. What in the last year have we worked on in your business as a business owner that you think was your biggest asset to add to your business?
The way we do our inspections, camera inspections, brought us to another level. Outside of that, I would say the way we changed our payroll, you know, paying guys, you know, a different way, and everyone being happy.
Bobby?
I guess we have a little bit of a better culture. We're on top of everything now. Like, we are on top of it.
I guess maybe system-wise, maybe I want to change my answer. Our scheduling system is 100 times more organized right now.
Yeah, the organization that we picked up, scheduling, calling, we're not busy anymore. You know what I mean? Us, like, the company's busy, but us personally, we're not like overwhelmed. And that free time gives us, it's worth its weight in gold, man. The time gives you're able to see what's going wrong, see what's going right, double down on the good stuff, fix the bad stuff. Yeah, and through all these changes, like it changed the culture. Like we're not.
I gotta talk about this with you guys, honestly. I mean, I'm proud of all three of you, but I'll tell you, when it comes to the culture side of this, and everyone listening here, check this out. When I met Ageless Chimney, believe me, they were not in a good place, and I don't mean that in a bad way. They, for themselves, wanted to fix the way they ran their business so bad it was hurting. Was it not?
Yeah, I approached you after the meeting because we knew we had a good thing, we had a great thing, and we were gonna lose control of it very quickly if we didn't nail down systems, protocols, keeping everything uniform for everybody, and that's what changed.
The system's freed up, I want to say 20% of our time. 20, maybe even 30%
Yeah.
for us to do other things.
That's awesome. Tom?
And also letting the reins loose and hiring people, which is the scariest thing to do because of the so many unknowns.
I guess what I've been wanting to say it for a while. I feel the most important part of being a business owner is being able to hire good people. If you don't hire good people, you're nothing. Your business is only as good as the people that work for it. So
You think hiring the people or firing the right people?
Either or, just making sure you have the right people, the right guys can make you $1 million and the wrong guys could put you out of business, man.
Well, having them to have the system to work is going to make them more successful.
Yeah. So that, I guess, getting back to the systems, now that when we hire people, I mean, the systems are in place. So we plug them in and they love it. Since we've been hiring so much, all we hear from our new guys that have been in the industry a while is we cannot believe how you guys run things here compared to the other companies. It's night and day. We're actually embarrassed that we used to work for other companies. We have definitely taken it to the highest level around. We still want to go higher.
Oh, we are. We're going.
So
Tom.
Yeah, so I'm going to give the guys who are on the fence about expanding their business or taking that plunge. So I'm at a table with a bunch of business owners in Pennsylvania, and I'm learning about, everybody's talking about their business, and they kept using this term SOPs, and they kept throwing it around. And then when it came to me and they said, hey, Tom, what about you? I just looked at them and says, hey, guys, what's an SOP?
I remember. I remember.
Right there with you, brother.
Yeah, man, I was like, what are you guys talking about? What is that? Okay, so, it was explained to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, no, I get it, all right. I have to tell you, hands down.
With that, I got to say this. I have to interrupt. Well, I saw the light bulb go off on your head like a cartoon. When I said what an SOP was.
Man,
I remember this clip. You were to the right of me, sitting right there.
Dude.
And you said, guys, forgive me. I'm sorry. I've owned a business for 20 years. What is an SOP? And I went, standard operating procedure. It's all your systems put down in some type of format. And if there was a cartoon, I could see the yellow light bulb get put up on your head.
Listen, Chad, this thing almost got me divorced, okay? When I went home with an SOP, I had to do the laundry. My wife threw me out. So here it is. So from the scripting to how my customer service responds to different situations, to how my techs respond to inspections, and let me tell you, I have designed it so where when you hire people, like Sherman was saying and Bobby's saying, hire good people. But hiring good people, when they come in, good people want to be fed. They want to be nourished. They want to know that, hey, I'm working for a good company here. But when you hand them a standard operating procedure, say, here's how we do it, and it's repetitive and it's teachable, And you can now go ahead and get a guy running in 3 days because you standard operating procedures are in place. It brings that like, oh, okay, this is great. You know, so today is the first day I brought my son into management. And the first thing I did was hand him an SOP for service management. And I have videos and everything in place for him to do his education and learn to grow. So hands down, the biggest thing that happened to me was putting SOPs in place and having a roadmap in each segment of my business to be easily followed, especially for new employees.
It's outstanding. So, I mean, we sat here and discussed for how long to get your son in here, and
Yeah.
you did it. I mean, I'm sure you're going to tell me. Last week we had to miss our session, so I didn't get all the update last week. But yeah, that's I can't wait to work with him. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Okay. So we've talked to the people now a little bit in this so far about how to make the leap into it, and we've talked a little bit about what it's done for you. So I'm going to ask the final question. We'll have our final debate on here, and I'll start back with Tom again. Where do you see it going from here?
Well, it's going to be a steady growth. It's going to be. I have experienced extreme growth, about 30% in the last 5 years, steady every year, 30%. I believe that we're going to maintain it. It might not grow to 30 every year. It might grow 20, but I see steady growth. You know, I just think that as my guys get more and more talented and confident, there'll be more expansions into different services. So, you know, I see some really good growth coming up.
And the follow-up question before I pass it over to Ageless, where are you in 5 years?
Man, I'm fishing.
Well, okay. Did you see that as a reality possibly?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. I'm making it. So if you envision it and you believe it, that is where I'm going to be. So in 5 years, that's where I'll be.
And by the way, Ageless guys, Tom's inviting us on his boat here. As soon as all this lockdown crap's over, we're all going
to say I'm retiring with Tom in 5 years on his boat.
All right, guys. Same question to you guys. What do you see in the future for what holds with you guys?
To the effing moon, bro.
We're going to the moon, Dad.
Ain't going nowhere but up. Where I see in 5 years, we're gonna have another 2 or 3 businesses going, without a doubt. Either expand. I think chimneys might be topping off at in our world here. We'll always put out more trucks. I can always do that, but in terms of expanding the chimney business, who knows? Maybe start selling fireplaces. Maybe start roofing. Maybe start siding. With our systems already done, the business is already made. We already have a model. We got it. Now we just got to implement that into other businesses.
Yeah. So we're trying to build a warehouse. We're trying to sell fireplaces out of there. And we're already on 25 to 30 roofs a day. So we're going to try to start selling roofs. Yes, sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, it's the nice part about having chimney insurance. You're insured for everything.
Yes.
And paying top dollar.
All right, so let's go to that vision question. Where do you actually see you in 5 years?
Still sitting here behind my desk. In 10 years, retired. Still having my business run, make money. Hopefully our next generations are taking over, just like Tom.
Do you remember when I asked you this in our first meeting? What you said?
No.
You don't? I do.
Maybe I said I wanted to be on a private plane in Tahiti.
Yeah. He said, I want my own jet, baby.
Yeah.
My own private plane.
I want to fly. I said I want to fly private.
Yeah.
The only thing I would want is it would be great to just spend a lot of time with my family. Not too much because I'm sure they drive me nuts. But yeah, I mean we're getting there. We're getting there now. We would work every Saturday, me and him. Every Saturday. We would work Sundays during the busy season, you know?
Yeah, we would easily put in 70 hours a week.
Yeah. And
Easily.
now we're making a lot more money. Things are running a lot smoother. We're not pulling our hair out. We have more time for our family. We're actually enjoying our weekends. It's the American dream.
Taking off the Saturdays was probably the best thing that happened. It was probably the best thing that happened to us last year when we were like, you know what? Been doing this 15 years. I'm not fucking working another Saturday. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I deserve it. I deserve to be off that Saturday. Whether I deserve it or not, that's what I'm telling myself, and that's what we're sticking to.
I got to tell you guys, I spent my first 12 years in my business working Saturdays too. I mean, and it was the hardest thing for me to transition to stop just me doing Saturdays. We didn't stop working Saturdays in the business until last year. John, I finally mentioned it to John like a year and a half ago, and he made it happen. So Saturdays are our rain makeup day. And so and I'll tell you, it didn't make one iota difference of how much money I make. None. I thought going from a 6-day operation to a 5, well, shoot, I'm going to lose money. You know, that was my concept. We never skipped a beat. You know,
That's
working Monday through Friday only.
Yeah, no, we're working. My guys are working 6 days a week.
No, we only do it. We transitioned to only rain days, which we have a lot of rain days here and reschedules. So I mean, usually there's one crew out on Saturday, but we stopped working on Saturday. Now I think we do. Let me take that back. I think one educator per market works every a Saturday, but we don't have them there will be a Saturday sometimes where there's not one working at all. And so we play around with it to try to give, you know, if you guys feel like that, you have to kind of look at, they feel like that too.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Chad. Yep. We give our guys every other Saturday off. So we rotate them out because guess what? They have young families. So you're asking your young guys to buy houses and to be successful and have families, but then you're telling them, look, you have to work 6 days a week to do it.
I want to rephrase this. I want to rephrase it too. Like, we don't make them work Saturday.
Okay.
It's available.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So yeah, we give our guys every other Saturday off. And for me personally, what I did was I was like you guys. I worked every Saturday. Okay. I gave myself in the summertime up here in New York and New Jersey, I take Fridays off. And what I do on Friday by myself in the office for 3-4 hours without being disturbed, I might do a little work, this or that, but that's my day. And then I have the family Saturday and Sunday. So it's kind of really cool.
I like that.
Tom doesn't answer the phone on Saturday.
Yeah.
Take naps. He takes naps on Saturday. Just saying.
Friday, I got my red cup by 1 o'clock. I got the red cup. That's all I got to say.
I like it.
That's great. Well, guys, it's been I mean, way better, and this went way better, and I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys too. So, Sophia, take us out.
All right, well, thank you so much. With 3 guests, we've never had 3 guests in one episode, so that's really great. So thanks for being here, and we'll catch you next week.